rather than just doing one big face on post on Facebook and hoping people understand the gist of what we do, let's provide a little fly on the wall, a little sneak peek into what we do. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And our special guest tonight is Raquel Cooper, Diamond Coach. She's a phenomenal coach. I know a lot of her team's on the call. So if she is your upline, you are one lucky coach. Because she took this concept and she ran with it and she's had great success with it. So instead of me talking my face off, I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to her because she just got done doing one of these and has so much great information to share with you guys. So get your pens and your papers out because she's got a lot to say. So Raquel, take it away, my dear.
Thank you. Yes, please get pens and papers because unfortunately I didn't have time to do these handy dandy slides, which you'd want to write down anyway. So as Marcelle said, like this is just a new way to create value for what you're offering. So I was on the fence about trying this because nobody else on the team except for Catherine had really done it. And I was like, I don't know which format to follow. You know, it was really a step in my entrepreneurship. You know, it was really like taking a risk. And so tonight, what I want to do is I want to tell you exactly what I did. And the reason is because let me tell you a little bit, just really quick about me. I have been in this business for 7 months. I have hit Success Club 5 every month except for 1. And other than that, the highest Success Club I've ever gotten is like 8. So I've never even hit Success Club 10. Success Club has always been something that was very intimidating to me. It's something that I fought tooth and nail for every single one of those points, you guys. Like up until the last minute on the 31st of May, I was fighting for my last 2 to get me to 6 instead of 4. I mean, so I hear a lot of my coaches, you know, that's a similar frustration. So if you're in that boat, if you feel like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to hit Success Club? You need to try this because it's the 14th of the month or something. And I am at Success Club 13 as of today. And I have never hit Success Club 13, you guys. And this is what this group will do. The main thing it will do is it will push the people you have been talking to for months or the people you have invited multiple times and never heard from. It will push them to say, yeah, add me to that group. I'd like to know more. And it will take them from being interested to how do I order? Okay? Because you're going to create so much value in this, whatever you choose to do. I did a 3-day sneak peek and I formatted it basically off of our coach sneak peek. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I posted and give you an outline. So that way you can go ahead and try to create your own. Obviously I'm still learning, so I would make tweaks in the long run, but I think that I really thought about it. I really planned and I really spent some time and energy putting into this format and it worked. Like bottom line, it worked. So day 1. So first of all, the way that I recruited for this is, yes, I did posts. I did, you know, a few mass posts. And what I did is I posted the link to the group in my post. And the reason I did that is because a lot of people don't want to comment. They don't want to show other people that they're interested. They don't want to take the big step of like, you know, private messaging me. That all feels a little intimidating. So by putting the link to your group in the post, they can simply click on it and nobody will know, and they can say, add me or join the group. And therefore, then all I have to do is accept their request to join the group. It's just a very non-invasive way of getting them there. The second thing I did is I did create an event. We've done that. A lot of you have done that for free groups, free challenge groups, you know, free like ab challenges or squat challenges or things like that. This was another way that I was easily able to invite 300-400 people off of my friends list. And I gave them a little snippet of, you know, this is what my 3-day sneak peek is going to be all about. And I got like, I don't know, 8 people off of that. That was 6-8 people, you guys. I mean, every step that you can take is one more person that might result into a customer. But the main way that I invited to this is personally. And I'll tell you why. because when you personally invite to this, you can select all of those people that never answered you back, all of those people that like were on the fence and never committed, those people that said, yes, I want to do it, and then never ordered, all of those people that you've had great conversations with, but they're just like, I don't really have the money, like $140, that's kind of a lot for me. I just can't do that right now. Okay. So those people, add them to the group, you know, with their permission. And I ended up getting about 33, I had a few coaches in there and whatever, but I got about 33 potential new customers in my group. And that's huge, you guys. 33 people now know exactly what I do. They know exactly what the 21-day fix is, and they know exactly what it's worth. And like I said, out of that, I got 13 Success Club points almost. Like, not all of them. It's like two or four of them came from people that I had been talking to for a while. But regardless, that all came out of it, as well as more people that just haven't ordered yet that are probably going to be ordering within the next week. And more people that are like, oh, I really want to do this. I had one gal say, I am ready to do this, but I need to save the money. So I have decided to quit smoking and put the money that I use for my cigarettes to buying the 21-day fix to join you. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. Like, such a huge thing, because she finally saw the value in what I did. Okay, so here it is. This is the way that I laid out my group. Day one, I really eased into it. I did a simple intro video in the morning, just saying, hey, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to go over great information. Introduce yourselves. I want to know a little bit about you. I asked them to tell me their name and, you know, where they were from and maybe why they were there, or you can do whatever you want for that. Get them interacting right away. Then later that day, I posted my story. These were all videos, you guys, because they need to see your face. They need to hear you talk. And they need to, that's how they connect with you. They're like, oh, I really like this about her. Oh, I really connect to her. So much easier than a picture or, you know, just words typed out. Okay. So intro and welcome. And then I did my story, and that was where I just laid it out. I said, this is what I did my group based on the 21-day fix because it's on sale this month. So I went over all of 21-day fix. So I told them what 21-day fix did for me, and how it's changed my nutrition, and how it's changed my outlook on life, and how it took me from the gym to being able to work at home in 30 minutes instead of spending an hour and a half of my day, which I didn't have, and it usually got canceled, right? So let them into your life, be vulnerable, because they're going to connect with that. The third post that I did on that one day, I tried to do about 3 posts a day, was a transformation post. So at this point, I hadn't given them really a whole lot of information. I was drawing them in with just who I was, kind of pulling on those emotional strings a little bit more, so they were interested to hear about the details of the group. So that was it for my first day. Intro, my story, and a transformation post. Day 2, we dug right in. So right away in the morning, I posted about the nutrition. I did a video. It was about a 10-minute video on the entire nutrition overview, how the containers work, what you're going to see in the booklet. I grabbed all of my stuff. I showed them it. I talked about tips and tricks, and this is what I love about this, and this is what people, you know, have had success with. Whatever you think and whatever you can information you can give them within a reasonable amount of time, that's what you're trying to do. So that was the first post I did on day 2. I did another transformation post on day 2. Threw it out there in the middle of the day. A lot of people are at work. Maybe they could just peek at it and read it, okay? And then that night, I did the big one. I did the Shakeology overview. And let's face it, you guys, this is the part that most people are like, I can't afford Shakeology. And they write you off, and they don't want to do it. And because they don't know what it is. They think it's just some other protein shake out there, and they think it's just some other meal supplement. And if you've been taking Shakeology for a while, you know that that's not it. It is dense nutrition in your body that is, anyway, I could go on and on. You know what Shakeology is. I'm not going to give you the spiel. But I was able to create value for them that I wasn't able to write down in every single email. They were able to hear what I had to say. I threw a few success stories in there. Like, I don't think Catherine's on this call, but Catherine Campbell, one of our other coaches, has had great success with Shakeology. She's decreased her pills down to like 2 from a whole handful. Other coaches out there, I just looked it up, and like there's a coach, Jimmy, he literally says that Shakeology saved his dad's life. And so find ways to just give them, create that want in them, like, oh my gosh, I want that and I want it now. You're going to have to do research. If you don't know a lot about it, you're going to have to research it, and you're going to have to figure out what types of tidbits of information you can give them to create, like I said, value again. So that was day 2. So at this point, they're getting a lot of information. They're asking questions. They're asking what does Shakeology do for this? We talked about how it could replace certain vitamins. We talked about what types of superfoods. A tip on that, this was really fun, and I got this from Catherine actually. She had them research 2 of the superfoods on there and said, hey, do this quick assignment, Google camu, and like one of the other ones, and tell me what you find. That was amazing to hear people like say, holy cow, like that was just 2 superfoods, and that's what that can do for you. Again, you just created a ton of value, and you allowed them to like take it and run with it. So then day 3, okay, so this is the last day of your sneak peek. Like I said, it's a lot of information, but that's why they're here. So give them everything you can without, within reason. I don't create a 35-minute video. I tried to keep mine right between, 5 and 10 minutes. Shakeology, of course, went like 10, 12, but keep it reasonable for people to sit down and watch at the end of the night. Day 3, I did a workout overview, and I did it right after I did my own workout. So I was sweaty and I was in my workout clothes, and I said, hey, this is what this is all about. And this is what it looks like. Here's what the workouts are. You get 7 of them, give them all of the details. Okay. Then this is the fun part. So all that rest of the day, you're building up to the big, like, order now type of finale. And so I did another post that day about what my role is as a coach. I said, so all this information, but what do I do? What do you do, Raquel? And I just told them, that I'm here, that I support them, that we walk through it together every step of the way, that they're not alone, that I'm available for questions, for one-on-one talks, for whatever your bread and butter of why we're doing this is you, because they get you for free technically, like you're with them in the long haul, and tell them that. I always make sure that my challengers know, like, you buy this and I'm in it with you for 1 challenge group, 5 challenge groups, 6 months. Like, that is value right there, that they know that however long their journey goes, that you're going to be by their side whenever they need help or whenever they need the encouragement. So what my role was, then I did 4. The third one that I posted was I post common objections. So if you've ever been in a coaching sneak peek, you have seen Marcelle do that with objections of like why you couldn't be a coach. And then we talk about those and we answer those and we basically squash them, because they are lies and they are excuses, and they're exactly the reason why people have said no to you 1,000,000 times. So anything you've heard cost, address it. You've heard I don't have time, address it. You've heard I don't really like working out, address it. Like, whatever you hear the most of, take those 3 or 4 objections and talk about it. Because I guarantee you 90% of those people in the group have at least one of those objections. Then the last thing I did on day 3 was I did one more video for ordering. And this was where I just kind of said, hey, it's time. And you've heard all this information. You've heard what part I want to play. This was a part where I kind of threw my heart out there again and just encouraged them. All throughout this, you guys, you are being completely open. You're being completely open with the cost. You are answering questions about money. You are talking about how much that challenge pack is, how much it costs to continue Shakeology. It's a great opportunity to talk about discount coaches if that's a concern. And then the tip that I have for you on when you post that ordering video is once you say something like, once you have ordered, I want you to comment done below this video. And what that does is the coach that we kind of got this idea from and that Marcelle got this idea from was positive peer pressure. Because people want to see other people are doing it. They want to be like, oh, okay, well, she's doing it. So, I mean, it's real, right? Like, this isn't some type of scam. You guys, it's not a scam. It is working out and eating right and being good to your bodies. There's nothing, that's exactly what every single doctor in the entire universe is going to tell you to do to take care of your body, okay? And so you're creating positive peer pressure by allowing other people to say done. They're going to say, yep, okay, she did it, done, done. And I got like 3 or 4 dones on there. And it was a really good feeling to see people. Some of them were people I had talked to and were on the fence. Others of them, you guys, I literally hadn't talked to them except for inviting them to this group. And all of a sudden they're like, yep, sign me up. I want in. It was amazing to see the response and the conversations that were started from this. And so all of those other people that didn't order, they finally let me in to have a conversation because I wasn't creating a pressure situation. I was creating, like Marcelle said, an open, non-committed way to talk about what I do, to talk about the 21-day fix. And people that I have invited 3 or 4 times, you guys, and have never responded to me within 5 minutes and said, yeah, count me in the group. I want to be in it. Okay, because you're not asking them for money. You're not asking them for anything. You're simply saying, could I give you some more information? I'd love to show you, you know, what this is all about. I approached it as, I'd love to show you what worked for me. Like, this program has changed my life, and I want to tell you exactly how it did it, you know? Okay, so that's like the whole overview. And I know it was a lot of information, but she did hit record, so feel free to go back and write more down if you didn't. We'll open it up for questions in a minute, but I want to tell you just a few more things. 1 second. So I want to tell you, not only did this get me to Success Club, you guys, but this did a few other things for me in my business and in me as a person that I desperately needed, because I needed the encouragement to know that something else could work. And I've talked to some of my coaches, and it's like, if you send out one more like cold invite or to another challenge group, like, you kind of feel like you want to puke sometimes because you've heard no so many times, and you're just like, oh, it's just heartbreaking. It really is, and it can be. And I think that this took it away from me, because for inviting to this group, because it's like inviting for your free groups. You know how good that feels? Like, you don't hesitate inviting people to your free groups. You're like, oh, this is going to be so fun. Do you want to join? And it's just this like free for all, right? So this is the same thing. It really took away that, that sleazy, salesy type thing. And not that we try to ever do that anyway, but I've been there. Like, I've felt that many times, and it really took that feeling away from me because I was being so much more personable, and I was able to start up a lot of conversations throughout the entire group. I was really surprised at the relationships that came out of it. Like I said, like, you know, people finally responded, but you guys, that's invaluable to this business. Like, to even just have those conversations that I know that maybe in 2 months when I reach out to them, they might actually answer me, and we might end up talking more, or I learned more of their story by asking them to introduce themselves. And now I can go back to them and just say like, hey, how's this going? You know, and care about them. And it opened a lot of doors for opportunity to care about people. But let me tell you this, doing this group, you guys, in 2 weeks, when I get my paycheck from putting in the work to doing this, it will literally change my husband and I's month. And I know that like all of us are in this for different reasons, and my number one priority is to help people. But man, to have a paycheck and to have something that like can truly change the bills that we're able to pay this month is an amazing feeling. And am I guaranteeing that this is going to get you to Success Club 13? No, I can't guarantee that, but I promise you it is worth a try. And it is worth putting in the work that it's going to take to make those videos. And it's worth putting in the work that it's going to take that week of answering all these questions. And you're going to feel chaotic and you're doing it on top of everything else. And I came out of that group and I'm sitting at Success Club 13 and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I can breathe for just a second. Am I stopping? No, I'm still having conversations and I'm still reaching out to people and whatever. But I can't describe to you the feeling that it is when I know that I'm going to reap those rewards in so many more ways than just helping people. And so I just wanted to share that, like, personally, like, it is seriously going to change our month. And we've had a really tough couple months with some unexpected hospital bills and random things. And I'm like, how do I solve another challenge back? You know, and he's just sitting there like, he woke up today and he's like, do you have any news for me? I mean, every day you keep saying it. So I'm just kind of expecting it now. I was like, no, okay, just give me a second. But anyway, that's kind of where I went with this group. It worked. It was a great experience. And I can't wait to hear like what it's going to do for you if you give it a try. So that's all I have, Marcelle.
I am so pumped to hear all that. I mean, just to hear the excitement in your voice, it's just so cool because it can get so frustrating when you try the same things over and over again. And what I love, this is what Raquel told me after she did it. She said, it took away all of the negative feelings I felt inviting, because we all know you can feel salesy. That's not what we want to do, because what we are doing, in my opinion, is we're sharing a gift of health. We are sharing a gift of happiness and fulfillment, because who doesn't feel phenomenal after taking care of themselves, right? And for me, it carries through in my marriage. I'm a much nicer wife when I feel better about myself, right? My husband's a lot happier when I'm confident. And my children have a better mom. And, you know, it just extends into the rest of our lives. And that is what we are sharing. We're not sharing lose 10 pounds so you can, you know, just say they lost 10 pounds. We are giving a gift. And I know that sounds kind of cheesy to some of you guys, but it's true. And so this is a way to take away that cold invite. This is a way for you to create that value that Raquel was talking about. And, you know, she touched on something that was really important, is when we invite to a free group, does anyone feel weird about that? No. You're like, oh, come on in. Yeah, it's awesome, right? It's like you're having a party and you want to invite everyone to it. This is the same kind of feeling. You're inviting people into this free party, and what comes out the backside, in most cases, is going to benefit everybody, you and them, right? You're going to have a business that's building momentum. You're going to hit Success Club. They are going to get the gift that you're sharing. So it just takes away that pressure. And so a couple of kind of technical tips, as Raquel and I were talking about what worked for her and everything.
Can I add one more thing before you go into the tech?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that one thing that I learned throughout this, or one perk that I'm really looking forward to, is not that I wouldn't keep going for more Success Club points, but what this opens me up to is when these people that ordered this challenge pack are going to roll into my group that starts on Monday, I get to focus on them. Like, yeah. I get to pour so much more of myself into the challenge groups instead of all of the recruiting and the inviting that took away from. And you guys, that's our bread and butter. If you can create an amazing challenge group where people's lives are being changed and they are feeling fed and they are feeling successful, that's going to create, I've had referrals come out of that. Like, that is huge for your business. And that's where we really need to be focusing our time. So it frees you up to do that.
Absolutely. And then when you have challengers that feel that great, what happens to those challengers? Usually they become pretty energetic coaches. I'm looking at 3 faces right now that all started, yes, I see you smiling. I'm talking about you, Elise. I'm talking about people that literally have had their life changed that have turned into coaches because they want to pay that forward. And that's a gift for every single person. There's nothing wrong with building a business based on everyone feeling really, really good, right? Nothing wrong with that. So some of my technical tips here is when you're making these videos for your group, I am a firm believer in live videos, except for something like this, because you want to create a duplication system, okay? You want to make a video one time and use it for as long as you can until you feel like you can recreate that video and make it better, okay? So don't do live videos in this group because you cannot really recreate them. You can save them to your phone and use them again, I guess, but really it's nice to have a playlist on YouTube to pull from, okay? So when you are doing this, make sure you're not saying, hey, happy Monday, or hey, happy Flag Day, because you can't use that over again if you use it on a different day. Yesterday was Flag Day, just in case you guys didn't know, okay? So you just want to make sure it's very neutral and simple so you can use it again. In terms of what program, this might be a question, and we will open this up to Q&A in a second, but just things that I wrote down as Raquel was talking. What program? So Raquel used 21 Day Fix. I'm using the 21 Day Fix because those are the programs that really worked for her and I. Probably a lot of you it worked for. But if you have a strong, strong love to T25 or Hammer and Chisel or whatever, you're welcome to use that as well. Just use the same concept because you're using your story. You're using, you know, what your accountability groups do. You're using, you know, the sample workouts, that sort of thing. The reason why I personally love the 21 Day Fix for a group like this is because you can show how you plan your meals with the containers. And that's really a big seller for people because that is the hardest part for 90% of the population is to control what goes in their face. So if you can show how those containers help them, that's huge. But don't let that stop you to use a program that has changed your life because that's the most important thing, okay? Okay, let's open it up to questions. No question is too big or too small. Does anyone have any thoughts or questions they want to ask Raquel or myself? Okay, who's going to do this group?
I think this sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
So my question is, when she was doing transformations, were you doing just your transformation or were you doing
yours?
Oh, goodness.
I did. I used yours, Sarah, and then I also used one of our other coaches, Samantha's. I was really trying to create emotion, and my transformation was more internal. I only lost about 5 to 8 pounds doing this, and so it just wasn't really that noticeable. But if you've got a transformation story, I absolutely, the very first day, that should be your post.
Okay.
All right. But yours, Sarah, is pretty mind-blowing. So
right.
Use yours.
All right. All right. Thank you. All right.
No, thank you. Okay. Any other questions on like technical questions, how to get this going, how to invite, how to, that sort of thing? Sarah, you did an invite for this today, didn't you? I watched your video. Tell us about your invite and how that went. You did a live video and I watched it and it was really good.
Thanks. I was really nervous.
We all are. If you're not nervous, it's no fun, right?
I've gotten a couple responses from that live video. And so I think right now I have 6 people that are in the group. I've been sending out personal invites. So hopefully I'll get more. I'm going to create the group that Raquel was talking about. So hopefully I can get some more people that way, but
good.
Yeah.
And it's really key to focus on those people that have either not responded to you in the past or have said no, or have said maybe, or it's not the right time. Because this is what Raquel was saying, is that it took those people that were on the fence and it put them in a non-pressure situation where they're like, sure, I'll check it out. And then once they saw the details, once they saw that, there was no pressure and it wasn't like you have to buy now before it goes off sale, whatever, then it created more of a freedom for them to, I guess it added value for them to want to do it. So use that follow-up list that you have and invite all these people and make sure you keep saying this is a free group. This is a free group because that's what's going to get people in. Because I've had people say, well, what's the cost? And I'm like, there's no cost. Like, I'm just inviting you in. And my particular post, I did a live video and they also did a post that I boosted. And I think right now in the group, I probably have, since yesterday, I probably have about 20 to 25 people in this group since yesterday. And that's a mix of my personal and my business page. So to kind of touch on, if you have a business page, maybe you're a newer coach that has a business page that maybe you only have friends and family on, okay? This is a fantastic opportunity to do a live video in there and then run an ad with that video, okay? Target, if you need help with that, if I'm your upline, let me know. Whoever else is your upline, let them know, and we can help you work on that target marketing. But doing those live videos and being able to create that connection and talk about what the group is really, really important, okay?
I want to go back to what Marcelle said about like creating pressure in the group. And I think that the only pressure that you end up creating towards the end is that you have already set the date for your challenge group that's going to start about a week to a week and a half later, depending on when you run your group. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to get people to order soon enough that they can be in that group. So my whole thing was, will you join my June challenge group? Starts on May 20th or June 20th. Will you join this group? And so that way you are creating somewhat of a, if you order by this date and you'll be able to get into that group. And a lot of people did that. And then over the weekend, I had a few people email and they're like, is it too late? And of course you're like, no, like it's not too, that's fine, and you accept that. Something that I did as well that I forgot to mention is prizes. So if you can afford to like throw out $20 or something for prizes, I created a prize for everyone that it was in the group. I did a drawing, and then I did a second prize for anybody who ordered. I did a second drawing, and I sent them the Fixate cookbook, the person who won. So they were not only going to be set up with their challenge pack, but they were going to have this amazing cookbook that went exactly with their program. And so that was just another kind of like little incentive that I did.
So now, were you putting that information verbally, that come join my June challenge group? Were you putting that into your video, or were you putting that into text?
Both. So you can
talk about. Doesn't that make the videos harder to reuse?
I think I said my next challenge group. Okay. I don't know if I put a date in. I'll have to look back. Thanks for reminding me. But I think I just said my next challenge group, but in the text I'd said dates.
Okay, perfect. Because I like this whole building a bank of it. Like, that's a great idea. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. We totally forgot to mention the whole prize factor. People love free stuff.
Yeah.
You are doing prizes, and if you're not doing the 21-day fix and you're doing a different program, that's okay. Have it be like a Shakeology tumbler or a free tank from Target or whatever it might be. You can spend $15 and that goes a long way for people to feel like, oh, this is really cool, because a cool tank that says, do more squats might be a big deal to someone. Okay, yeah, go over there. Sorry. Having my 7-year-old cook dinner. Cut them open, baby. Is there any other questions or any thoughts or anything?
Marcelle asked, who wants to try it? Like, who out of you is like, I want to do it?
Catherine. Okay, everyone's going to try it. Okay, perfect. Well, how are you going to invite?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Did you guys see my post on the team page last week? Which
one?
Wednesday and Thursday. I don't know. Did you guys notice if things were slow for like reach or kind of that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah. I was mentally in my from a lot of things.
I did a text post for a free sneak peek, and I didn't even have anybody.
Was it on your? Was it on your?
Anybody go into it?
Was it on your business page?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get hardly
on my personal page.
Yeah, I mean, that should help, but whenever I do any type of post for accountability groups or anything or sneak peeks on my business page, they're all very low because I still don't have a large network on there.
Well, I only have like 30-some likes on it right now.
That's why it didn't really get like, a huge reach. And the thing is I tell my coaches this all the time, don't be discouraged by that, because just because people don't respond or they don't like, it doesn't mean that they're not watching or they don't, you know, casually see it. And those posts are really to keep people informed with what you're doing. I think the magic comes with personal invites for any sneak peek, free group, anything. I think the magic comes from personal invites.
I absolutely agree. And I'll tell you this right now, I'm kind of feeling your pain. Some of the new coaches that started a business page. I got a page that I started 3 years ago. All right. I've got 27 followers on that page. Now, about 2 months ago, I started a brand new page. I started a brand new page to kind of maybe restructure and remarket to a more targeted niche. And I have a little over 2,000 likes. Now, I'm running ads. These are not organic. Sorry. They're done with ads. They're not organic, okay? They're with ads that I have done. And my reach is very low. And that's over 2,000 likes. I get the struggle. I'm telling you right now, I would not have met Raquel, Catherine, and I think other people, Nicole. I'm looking at just the faces I can see right now. There's a lot of other people here that I knew personally already, but there's a lot of people, rinse it off, baby, that I would have not met without that page. My encouragement to you is do not give up on your business page. Keep rinsing. Do not give up on the business page because eventually it will pay off if you are consistent with it. I promise you. Okay. Now, this is a whole side note. I wish we could just do a call and just talk for like hours, but this is a whole side note that more social media training is coming your way. I'm trying to make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing in this new type of training to pass it on to you guys. Okay? Just put it there. But the tip of the day is to not give up. Rinse both sides. Oh my gosh. Okay, shut it off. Yes, but like Raquel said, it's all about personal connections. Don't put it in the stove. I'm sorry, this is so unprofessional. I'm trying to teach my child to cook at the same time. This is motherhood and coaching right here. Okay, same thing with that one. Okay, any other questions? Questions or thoughts, comments, anything? Give it 8 seconds. Isn't that the limit, 8 seconds? Okay, awesome. Oh, one more thing I did want to mention in this group that I did not mention, and I was going to make a chart to show you, but I did not. Raquel was talking about the positive peer pressure. When you can have a post in there that says, hey, so-and-so ordered, hold it over the sink, baby, hold it over the sink. When you can have a chart that, that actually has the names of people and you make it a little more flashy, like, create excitement in the group. Like, hey, give congratulations to these, these people who have already, ordered and who are on their way to their health and fitness journey. Make a chart like that in your group. Think about it as like a success club board, right? You're trying to create a culture of positive reinforcement. And so having a chart like that in your group is great. And then if you have their permission, okay, this is important. If you have their permission afterwards, you can even do this on your personal page and tag them and say, hey, if any of you know these faces, give them a huge congratulations for starting their own health and fitness journey. And that will start the conversations. That will start more referrals because the people are like, wait, what are you doing again? Wait, what's the situation? And it'll create more interaction, okay? So I'm really excited to see what this does for you guys. I'm doing my own Monday. I was going to start weeks ago too, but didn't get a chance to. I'm going to be starting my own next week, and I'm really pumped about this. So thanks for paving the way, Raquel. Obviously, it worked great for you. And, I know a lot of you are like, well, I don't have a big reach on my business page. Turn it on. But she doesn't have a huge following on her business page either. A lot of this she did with her personal page, right? You've got that network. You just have to create that community and that non-pressure situation for them. Medium. So, okay. If there's not, please, middle. If there's not any other questions, we'll go ahead and close it out for the night. But if there's Any other questions? Feel free to post in the group. I will post this recording if you need to copy down what Raquel said. But yeah, thanks for joining us, you guys. I'm excited to see where this takes you. New direction, right? Adjust your sails. Yes? All right, you guys. I love the nods. I love it. All right, you guys. Have a good night. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you, Raquel, for all your great information. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.